Next topic is alternative or non-conventional sources of energy. The sources of energy which we have not yet started using on regular and routine basis are called non-conventional sources of energy. With rising population and advancement in technology, our demand for energy is continuously rising. On the other hand, the traditional energy sources that we have been using so far are diminishing. Few alternative sources of energy that we look forward are solar energy, oceanic energy, geothermal energy, and nuclear energy. Next topic, solar energy. The energy obtained from the sun is called solar energy. This energy is available in two forms, namely light and heat. The sun has been radiating an enormous amount of energy at the present rate for nearly 5 billion years, and it will continue to do so at the same rate for another 5 billion years. Out of the total energy that the sun emits, only a very small amount of energy reaches the outer layer of the Earth's atmosphere. Out of this, about 50% gets absorbed in the atmosphere, and the remaining half reaches the Earth. Now let us see the first device which makes use of solar energy, that is solar cooker, with a diagram. The body of a solar cooker is made up of bad conductor material such as wood, plastic or fiber. The external surface of the solar cooker is coated with an insulated material to prevent loss of heat energy, whereas the internal surface of the solar cooker and the containers used in it are of black color to absorb maximum heat. An adjustable plane mirror is fixed on the top of the box, and it is adjusted in such a way that it can reflect maximum sunlight into the box. Moreover, the box is covered with another glass to retain the heat that goes into the container. By exposing solar cooker under sunlight for 2 to 3 hours continuously, one can obtain the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius to 140 degrees Celsius inside the cooker. Uses of solar cooker. Solar cookers are used to prepare food items such as rice, dal, pulses and vegetables. Now moving on to the second content, that is solar cells. Solar cells convert solar energy into electrical energy. Solar cells are made up of silicon. A typical solar cell develops a voltage of 0.5 to 1 volt and can produce about 0.7 watt of electricity. Several such cells are joined together on one panel to obtain a large amount of electricity. There are some advantages and limitations of solar cell. First of all, advantages. Silicon, which is the basic material for making solar cell, is available in abundance in the nature. Solar cells have no moving parts and so they require very less maintenance. These cells work quite efficiently without the need of any focusing device. Another big advantage is that solar panels can be set up even in extremely remote and inaccessible areas where it is not feasible to set up other sources of energy. Next, limitations of it. Silicon, the base material of solar cells, is available in abundance, but the special grade silicon needed for the cells is available only in limited quantity. The entire process of making the cell is quite costly. Moreover, usage of silver metals for interconnecting the cells further adds up to the cost. Owing to high cost, these cells cannot be used for domestic purposes. Uses of solar cells. Solar cells are used in artificial satellites for operating electronic calculators, toys, etc. In remote area, solar cells are used for domestic purpose to run street lights and to run radio and TV, for operating traffic signals and in research centers. Solar cells are also used in cars in an experimental level. Next topic is tidal energy. The level of the ocean water rises and falls due to the gravitational pull of moon on the earth. The rise of the ocean water is called the high tide, whereas the fall is called low tide. The difference in these tides give us energy, which is called tidal energy. To obtain tidal energy, a tidal dam is built across the narrow opening of the sea. A turbine is fixed at the opening of the dam, which converts tidal energy into electrical energy. There are some limitations of tidal energy. Tidal energy can be obtained only in coastal areas. The electricity generated is in lesser quantity, so its commercial use is not possible. Next topic is wave energy. The winds blowing over oceans produces waves. These waves possesses large amount of kinetic energy. Several devices have been developed to travel wave energy for rotating the turbine and hence producing electricity. The biggest limitation of this energy is that it can be only obtained where waves are very strong. Next topic is ocean thermal energy. The energy available due to the difference in the temperature of water at the surface of the ocean and at deeper levels of the ocean is called ocean thermal energy. The device used to obtain ocean thermal energy is known as Ocean Thermal Energy Conversion Power Plant or OTEC power plant. Now, working of OTEC power plant. OTEC works on the principle of physics according to which if a source of energy is at higher temperature and the sink to release the unused energy is at lower temperature, then this temperature difference can be used in converting fraction of heat energy obtained from the sources into electrical energy by running turbines. In OTEC plant, the surface water of the ocean, which remains hot due to the sunlight, possesses high temperature and hence works as the source of heat energy. The water below the surface remains comparatively cooler, that is, it possesses lower temperature and hence it works as a sink. To run an OTEC plant, the minimum temperature difference between the surface water and the water under it should be 20 degrees Celsius. This temperature difference should be maintained throughout the year. Places where this water difference is generally maintained are found between 20 degrees north and 20 degrees south latitudes. There are also some other regions apart from this where a temperature difference is found. Usually, an OTEC plant should be erected inside the ocean, far away from the seashore. Advantages of OTEC power plant. In spite of the fact that the solar energy is available only during daytime, this energy can be available round the clock throughout the year. The warm surface water is used to boil low boiling liquid like ammonia. The vapors generated are then sent to move the turbine of the generator. The cold water from the deep ocean is used to cool the vapor that escaped from the turbine and is turned into liquid for using it again. Next topic is geothermal energy. The deep interior region of the earth where magma is found is very hot. The energy utilized from this heat is called geothermal energy. The extremely high temperature in the interior of the earth melts the rock present there. The molten substance is known as magma. When geological changes take place, the magma gets pushed upwards. It then gets trapped in certain regions below the surface of the earth. These regions are called hotspots. Earth also stores water. When the stored water of a region comes in contact with the hotspots, it turns into steam. The steam remains trapped between rocks and so it gets compressed under very high pressure. Such regions are drilled and pipes are installed to draw high pressure steam into turbine installed on the ground. This rotates the turbine generator and electricity is produced. At some places, steam and hot water ooze out on their own through cracks of the rocks. Such sites serve as hot water springs or natural geysers. A number of power plants based on geothermal energy are in operation in New Zealand and America. Although it is cheap to obtain geothermal energy, but there are very few locations that are commercially viable for generating this energy. Next topic is nuclear energy. When the nucleus of a heavy atom such as uranium, plutonium or thorium is bombarded with low energy neutrons, it gets split into lighter nuclei. This process is called nuclear fission. During the splitting of nucleus, tremendous amount of energy is released. This energy is called nuclear energy. The mass of the original nucleus which is bombarded is slightly lesser than the sum of the masses of individual nucleus formed. Advantages of nuclear energy. The atomic fission of uranium produces 10 million times the energy it produced by the combustion of an atom of carbon from coal. The nuclear fuel can itself go on chain reaction and release energy at a controlled rate. The released energy can be used to produce steam and hence generate electricity. Limitations of nuclear energy. The biggest problem is the storage and disposal of used nuclear fuel. The residual uranium in the used fuel keeps on decaying into harmful subatomic particles, that is, radiations. Improper nuclear waste storage and disposal results in environmental contamination. In case of accident, if the radiation leaks, they can cause very large and widespread effect. The installation cost of a nuclear power plant is very high. Uranium, which is a raw material, is not available in abundance. And add to this the high risk of environmental contamination limits the use of nuclear energy for general purpose. Next topic is environmental consequences. Non-renewable sources causes a direct impact on environment, that too at quite a fast pace. In contrast to this, we prefer alternative sources such as solar, CNG, hydro energy, etc. and call them clean fuels. Although these fuels are clean, but in fact they are not fully clean. They are just cleaner than the renewable sources. Generating solar power needs solar cells, for which we extract silicon from earth. Similarly, we need materials like plastic, glass, etc. to make solar devices. Manufacturing or extracting these things cause damage to the environment. Similarly, for constructing dams, thousands of trees are cut and ecosystems are destroyed. Moreover, cement, iron and steel and several such materials are needed to build up hydropower plant. All these things cause environmental pollution or degradation. Our next topic is how long will an energy source last us? In today's time, manufacturers, in order to earn more, have degraded the quality of their products. The products now produced do not last long. As a result, people have to buy newer products in short span of time. Whenever a product is manufactured, it involves heavy degradation and pollution to environment. This leads to several problems such as rise in global warming, overmining of resources, etc. Hence, it is highly desirable that the products should be of good quality so that they last long and save environment.